Jack slapped his father across the face without hesitation. He had just learned the truth. This wasn't his real father. It all started the day before, when a wealthy businessman took an interest in Jack's talents. Wanting to find a capable assistant for his incompetent son, Lassie, he decided that Jack's boss, the beautiful Lisa, should marry Lassie. That way, Jack would naturally end up working under him. But Lisa only had eyes for Jack. The two agreed to confront the businessman and set things straight. However, when they arrived at his office, they found him lying on the floor, gravely injured. It turned out that a crime boss, furious over a business dispute, had stabbed him in the chest with an umbrella. As if that weren't enough, he sabotaged the elevator, locked the doors, and left him there to die. Thinking quickly, Jack used the window cleaner's scaffolding to reach the ground floor, just as the crime boss was walking out of the building. The sight of Jack sent the man into a furious rage. Jack rushed the injured businessman to the hospital. There, as they passed through the hallway, a patient in a wheelchair brushed past them. She was a nurse who had been pushed off a high-rise years ago by the butler. The fall had left her paralyzed and unable to speak, but at the sight of the injured businessman, she was so overwhelmed that words burst out of her mouth for the first time in years. She turned to Jack and asked if he was the businessman's son. Jack immediately denied it and pointed to the butler who was just arriving. Seeing this, the nurse's face twisted with emotion, and she finally revealed the truth. Jack's real father wasn't the butler. It was the man he had just rushed into surgery. At long last, the mystery of his past was solved. The nurse, as if relieved of her final burden, passed away peacefully on the spot. Jack stood frozen outside the operating room, struggling to process the revelation. This was his real father. This was the family he was meant to have, and all of it had been stolen from him because of the butler's greed. Yet, despite everything, the butler stood there, rambling on about how rich people were too dramatic, making a fuss over a little injury. Jack had heard enough. Without another word, he swung his hand and smacked him across the face.